I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm of Dungeons and Dragons.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am the Dungeon Master, and this is Heroes Wanted. Tonight, we rejoin the party as they are on the road north, heading deeper into Caledonian territory, away from the clutches of Visanthus. They just escaped one of his lieutenants, a half red dragon veteran of many wars who came with several knights to arrest these criminals, these wanted men. Uh, However, they murdered them and continued north into Caledonia. And so now um, you guys have rested and recovered and leveled up, and you're heading away from Victoli. Let's go ahead and pull up the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. Cut to crap map. All right. So, you guys can see the map now?
Yes.
All right.
We can see it
So,
with our two eyes.
you guys were you guys were here in Victoli. And actually I'm just going to put Nomen on the map for marking where the party is. Um so basically when you're moving on the road, you can move the road or open grasslands. You can move 3 tiles per day. Um, and when you're moving uh, across the foothills, you can move 1.5. Anything else, is probably rough terrain as well if it's not grasslands. So, and then the mountains, of course, are almost impassable unless you have a specific route or whatever. So, you guys basically have a choice at this point of do you cut over into Asparnum, which is, going to take a day out of your route, but it allows you to rest up and refuel before you have to go all the way up to Camulailan La 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 Lane. It sounds like a place that I would have trouble pronouncing. Or you can just not take that extra day and continue on. What do you guys think you want to do here? Because we're going to, not quote unquote fast travel like in the video games, but we're going to take a bunch of days and like rapidly figure out what happens in succession.
Yeah, if
Um,
in all
uh,
honesty,
just a FYI, gonna have the spell create food and water, which makes about 45 pounds of food a day.
Oh,
And like,
so you guys aren't worried about having to stop off.
well, I'm just
and
saying that for that purpose, if we ever have to worry about food, or if anything, I can just I can make more than enough food for all of us. 45 pounds worth of food per casting. So
I'm if Quillan's honest, he's more concerned about getting there quickly.
Right, which would be to the exact point that Nova was making, that she can provide food so that you guys don't have to stop off. Quallen wants to get there quickly since Quallen is fallen apart, and of course Soggy is getting worse by the moment at this point. So with all of that in mind, you guys have a very real motivation for wanting to hurry up and get there. So yeah, I think that uh, the decision has been made, unless anybody has anything to say to the contrary.
Nah, I think so. We should just rush. Yeah.
Rush, rush. All right, so you guys are going to ride on, and as you do so, yes. Um, so you guys ride on up the road, one, two, three, and make it to about there, and you're forced to decide between resting and pushing yourselves through the night.
I say we push through the night.
Well, how long do you intend to keep that up for, though? Because depending on, where you're at in your travel, it can make sense to push through the night and get that extra, jump on the travels. But at some point, the horses need to rest, and Noman may be able to keep going, but Lorathier and Quallen and Nova have their limits. And also, um, Soggy throughout the day was unusually still and quiet, and you guys, might want to check on him.
All right, I will check on Soggy. How's he looking?
Make a medicine check.
Quillan
All
will
right.
help with that.
Quolan, go ahead and roll to see if you can give him advantage.
Noman can actually help with that too, if needed.
Okay, so Quallen has given you advantage, Nova, but don't
Not
roll
needed.
with advantage, just roll one more time. And so, yeah. So, you see these two kind of poking around at them, and you can tell that it's that thing of the guy who goes around and pops the hood and stands there looking at the engine, but he really doesn't know what he's looking at or looking for, or yeah, he's just like yeah. That is an engine, and so yeah, and
Anyone else
and
want to check
and so
medicine?
so Noman, you know, your hands start to form into your, medical kit supply things, and you, what do you say? What do you? Noman?
Oh crap! I was muted. I just say perhaps I can have more insight into this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Noman, says that and steps forward, and you guys, let him take a look because he's proven to be effective at this.
Here we go.
Yeah.
23.
So although Nova typically, is better at this, she's a little too close to the situation and is so worried about Soggy that she doesn't see some of the obvious. And Noman, you take a good long look and you say, "This kobold is dying and will die." Well, actually, I don't know what you say, but you know that this kobold will die tonight. Like he has hours. He appears to be starving to death.
Okay, what Noman actually says is, this kobold is dying. He's going to die tonight.
What?
He has hours
Oh,
until he starves to death.
well, that certainly is a damper on things.
Right, so, yeah, that's how it is. So,
Yeah, so he just matter of factly lets you guys know, that the kobold is indeed dying and appears that his body is eating itself because he's starving to death because you guys have traveled for days and days and days and days now, and he can't eat anything. He just keeps throwing up.
I will cast Death Ward on him.
what does that do?
It sends him into violent spasms before he just appears to like pass out from like pain or shock.
If we want to save your friend, we should probably hurry quite quickly.
There's no way we're gonna make it there in 8 hours.
Yeah, okay, so you guys can see where you're at. You're trying to get to Iru Moria, way up to the upper west side. So like any which way you slice it, whether you swoop low down around the forest and come up or take the road all the way up and around, you're talking weeks. It's not going to happen tonight. So when he tells you guys this, it's devastating. It's like, oh, Soggy's going to die.
And Death Ward can't save him?
Well, Death Ward appears to have had some kind of effect on him. It is working, though, as far as the spell was successfully cast, and and all of that. That doesn't necessarily mean that um, it's going to work, but it's active.
Okay. Does anyone does a religion check make does a religion check help make sure it works?
No, no, no. There's nothing that's going to help make sure it works. But if you mean can a religion check tell if it's going to work, I will allow Nova to roll a religion check to pray to Paylor and see if she can get some kind of sense of, you know, what what is going to happen here tonight with her dear beloved Soggy.
I'm gonna roll a medicine check real quick, see if there's anything that I can do to the best of my ability.
Okay. Uh, Again, you're just so worried about him that you can't, come up with the answer.
All right, so then I guess I will pray to Paylor.
Pay to pray, lore. Hey, uh, you actually hear the voice of the Solar that told you off before, and he's like, "Oh my God, you again?" Or "Oh my Paylor, you again? Really? Seriously? What do you want now?"
My friend is dying from this vampiric curse, and I
So
don't know
kill
what I can
him.
do. Is there no way to save him?
Well, he has been bitten by a vampire and turned into one of the unholy creatures of the night, right?
Not really, not entirely.
Oh, not entirely? Okay. Well, then in that case, if he hasn't fed yet, if you can cleanse his soul in the pure light of Palor, then you might be able to save him. But here's the catch. Uh, Nobody sees Palor. Not nobody, not know how.
Can't I please speak with him?
No. Did I stutter? I mean, a little bit just there, but
He sent me here to stop him, and
oh,
I've
Paylor
been
sent
I
you
need.
like directly. You heard from the big man directly about what you were supposed to do. That's funny cuz I'm like, a sergeant or some crap, whatever you human meat sacks would call it in his army, and I haven't heard from him in like 17 million years. So, what are you talking about?
He sent me into the past.
Yeah, okay. I believe that one. You're from the future. Do we have flying cars?
They
The the the,
were
the angels
airship.
the angels do not like the humanoids, and the
Are
gods
you
have
sure? It seems like they're pretty friendly.
the gods have not been around to give them direction about that. And so they've kind of taken their own meanings. Now, don't get it twisted. These are still angels of Palor, and they still follow Palor's teachings. They're not going to just come down here and smite you or anything like that. But, like, they're also not your friend, and they're damn sure not your servant. And that's what they're, making clear here, just so that I'm being clear about what should be conveyed.
So does is do does Hualan see this happening?
Oh no. This is all just inside the head of Nova as she prays. But because she literally is blessed with Paylor, and she's not crazy. She was sent back here by the power of Paylor in the future to prevent the destruction of all life on Earth, because Visanthus managed to get his hands on the Moonblade and yada yada yada. We don't have to go through all the timeline stuff again. You guys are fairly familiar with it. Lorathir, the highlights are that Visanthus managed to get his hands on the Sunblade, which in this world is actually a unique legendary artifact that was forged with the, power of Pelor himself. But Visanthus was able to corrupt it into the Moonblade, which is not the Moonblade from the book, but is rather a corrupted version of the Sunblade that has the power to darken the sun and make it possible for vampires to exist at all times, day and night. And everything just becomes completely dark, like the Shadowfell. Like it basically turns the world into the Shadowfell. And so Nova was sent backwards in time to stop this with the power of Palor. So she really is connected to Palor, and so she's able to communicate with the angels on, as they would call it in Supernatural, angel radio. Most clerics cannot access the angels like this, but some can, and they don't like it. The angels. They find it very tiresome and annoying that you meat sacks are constantly trying to get them to solve your problems, and oh, help me see, let me walk again, don't let me die of cancer, blah blah blah. It's like, shut up and just take it like a man. That's their
Well,
that's their policy. They're pretty firm in it. So what do you guys do?
can you at least ask the angel to teleport us to the temple? This is out of character.
Right, of course.
I suppose I could ask that. Could you at least help? How can I get him to the temple quickly?
So let me just take a look at some 5th level cleric spells here to see if you have anything that might help.
What is going on over there?
I know, right?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't have press the talk on.
It's okay.
Is this better?
Yeah,
Silence?
that's better.
Silence! No, that was a command. Okay, so I am thinking that if you cast Summon Celestial Spirit, that you will summon him here, and then together, you will cast um dispel evil and good, and that will like reset the clock on him. But what that means is that you have to spend 2 fifth level spell slots, which you don't have. What that means is that somebody else has to give up their 5th level spell slot for you. The angel can help you transfer the power between yourselves. And this is a one-time thing where I solve your problems for you. So
Hold up, guys. I'm on the phone. I'll be back as soon as I can.
no problem. So I am going to assume that that is exactly what you guys do, since it's a DM fiat gift that just got handed to you. So rather than having Soggy die tonight and be raised as a vampire as planned, instead, Nova summons the angel forward, and he is very pissed off to be here, but, as I said, Angel of Palor. He has a very specific, mission and set of philosophies that he follows, and there's nothing in the rules that says that he has to be nice to you, but to try and stamp out a undead vampire, and especially someone who has not yet been fully turned, he will lend his assistance. And so I do believe, Quallen, you are the only other spell caster.
Yep.
So you, my friend, are going to have to voluntarily. Oh wait, you don't have 5th level spells because you're a paladin. Oh man. So, what do I want to do? I think I'm gonna charge him both of his 4th level slots that are remaining. So 2 4th level slots have to
And
be
he's
given
going
up.
to give that up willingly because this is an angel of Palor, one of the sort of guardians of nature.
Well, yeah. So, anyway, at the end of the day, it just comes down to um, it's what needs to happen. So, he has to give up all of his top level slots, but Soggy is visibly like replenished, and the darkness that has crept into his veins has subsided substantially. He is no longer looking like he is about to die, although he still looks cursed.
I didn't know I could do that.
You can't. It's a one-time deal. So
So he's like not on the brink, but he's still like in need of aid.
exactly. Like this in no way, shape, or form got you like out of the woods and into the sun. Like you are deep in the forest still, but at least you can see the path, if that makes any sense.
Is he still considered evil? for the
Uh,
purposes
No,
of
no, he was never really considered like evil per se. It was just that he's
all right, well,
considered part undead.
let me rephrase. Is he still considered hostile for the use of Guardian of Faith?
Ah, yes. Yes, because
Okay.
he is effectively part undead, and if let loose, he would dive at your necks and try to feed. Like he will
Okay.
absolutely attack you if you set him free.
I imagine
Well,
Soggy.
I did curse
I
him with
did.
harmlessness. So I
No,
don't know if that
I know,
aids with
but
him at
like
all.
he'll try to anyway. He'll the very fact that he would try to
So he's still
make the
hostile.
exactly. So the harmlessness does force him to make the wisdom save in order to make an attack. Absolutely. But the very fact that he would try to make the attack and force that save means that he is 100% not a friendly or neutral unit.
Gotcha.
I mean, I feel that's fair enough, for that.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that worked.
I mean, if he didn't want to drink your blood, I could see some arguments, but like if he was a vampire, but like he could control his bloodlust and like wasn't wanting to drink your blood, like if Visanthus for some reason teamed up with you guys, I think he could be friendly towards you. But when you're halfway between becoming a vampire and all you want to do is drink blood, like you stop caring where it comes from. And
You know,
even though you reset the clock for his dying condition, he's been dealing mentally with this desire for blood for a long time now.
Hmm.
Yes, Noman? Or bad
you
data?
know, I,
Whoever is speaking?
I, I was just about to mention about something like from like the Pathfinder lore, to which I'm native. I'm pretty sure a vampire can get by on animal blood, and that's where most of the benevolent vampires come from. The curse description or whatever the template description just merely references they have to drink the blood of any living creature.
It's true. It's true. But
If he has any blood, he's gonna turn into a full-fledged vampire.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's how you get a benevolent vampire. It's just the ones that don't eat people.
true, it's true. You could feed him chickens, but
Ah,
if if he gets blood, as Nova stated,
May I roll a
There will
wisdom,
be no coming back.
a medicine save, a medicine check to see if what I may gather from looking at him? I kind of give him a once
oh
over.
yeah, now that he's been restored a little here, absolutely, yeah. So basically, you can tell that the evil has been not purged, but mitigated. And instead of being 80%, 90% taken over with the black veins, he's now back to like 30%. And he looks like he's still very, you know, hungry and would attack you. His skin is still, cracking and drying out, but um, he doesn't look like he's immediately dying like he just did.
Okay. He has been stabilized. However, the time that it will take for us on our journey, I do not believe we can get there soon enough. This will happen again, and I don't think that we will be anywhere near our destination before it does. We need a solution.
Only we could create some sort of portal.
Such things are beyond me.
Nomen, perhaps in your history you know of something that could get you somewhere faster.
Well, thing is, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 about days of travel. Uh, it's really hard to suggest anything. It's like there are a lot of small ideas, but it comes down to a compromise between time to set up versus the time we already need to get there. 6 is a razor thin edge, and while ordinarily there are transport solutions, there are none I could devise of in such a short time as to shorten our trip. I'll think of offhand.
Well, if you roll a history check, you might be able to remember some lore about the world that would aid in this.
That would be a 24 to remember lore.
All right. So, it is indeed a daunting task to get all the way to Iru Moria in time with the provisions and everything that you guys have. However, there is a rumor. Now, it's just a rumor. You don't know because you have never been there. But it is said that before Caledonia outlawed magic, that there was a wizard's tower built in the hills around Vine Run. Now, that is obviously a very long ways away in the hills there, Vine Run. But it's said that it is not very far from, like, around here. So you guys could go and try to find this wizard's tower, and if it still exists and wizards are still, in operation there, it is possible that one of them would be able to use a spell that could teleport you there. However, it is also possible that the wizards, died off generations ago, and it's just ruins.
Yeah.
Also, you do know that there are griffins, like trained hippogriffs, that you
I thought
could
it was
ride,
pronounced Pippin.
but Quallen and Noman are too heavy. So
Yeah, I'm extra too heavy these days.
yeah, you're way extra too heavy, and even Quallen is too big. Like there is
Even
not a
though he's
hype.
missing some toes and
Yeah,
such.
yeah. But you're still, like what, 8, 9 feet tall? Like you're big. So, when it comes down to it, uh, the hypogriffs, like there's none in existence that you know of that are big enough to, carry that kind of load.
And he sort of says to himself, the only hippogriff that could carry me would be the size of a mountain.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
Would I be able to use the spell sending to ask for aid from someone within the city, like someone within the temple.
Uh, I think sending you have to know them, like message. I'll look,
It
but
it does say 25 words or less to a creature with which you are familiar.
with which you are familiar, right? So,
Now, I don't know if that means like if that could apply to like a known position of a person whose job would be to aid someone outside of the temple,
oh no, no, no,
or
no.
if it's like no, you have to know that person.
Yeah, you have to know that person, but hmm, let me think for a second.
Because otherwise, if you know to if I'm not clear here, I'm sure that the temple has some like healer or adventurers who go out and journey on behalf of the church to aid someone, and with my background in
Uh,
acolyte. But I mean, if it's like no, you have to know the person, that makes.
Noman, no, you have to know the person. But Noman, while you are remembering your history, you're like, if only we could somehow, speak directly to the high priest. um Give me a second to pull up my name generator. I am just so terrible with coming up with names at random.
Mothier?
Lothier is your party member. I'd hate to name someone Lothier.
Mothier.
Yeah, but
Mo-
Lothier would be too close.
Kandas?
I'd end up confusing myself. Just give me a second. I'll look up a thing for an appropriate name.
I'm just trying to help.
I know it's cool. I'm not upset. I'm just I want to look up a specific name for a reason. So, but I
Oh, I
can't.
guess that makes sense. Would I be able to roll religion to see if I'm familiar with any of the people who may be working there at the time?
Yeah. That's what's happening. Just give me a second to
Yeah, sure.
get the name, and then that's gonna be what happens. Is he mentions the name, and you're like, what? There's no way that person is still alive there, and he's like, yeah, it totally is the person who was there because I was just there, like 10 years ago or whatever, and there's no way that they replaced him because he's like totally the coolest dude on the block. The high priest Shevor, the shining one, the golden priest, the
He's
hand of
very
Palor,
rotund.
the hand of Palor. No, actually, he has long blonde hair and a shining um, tanned, almost golden complexion, like Apollo, like a Greek god, just Fabio blowing in the wind. He's chiseled out of marble and wrapped in silk, and his voice is velvet, and like everybody loves him.
Um, yeah, other
He
things that
sounds like a
sound
Mary
nice on
Sue.
paper.
Yeah.
So there's quite the aura about him.
Yes, and he's like nobody who's ever met High Priest Shivor, would ever like mistake him for anybody else ever. And so, when Noman mentions him, and you are like, no way, and you verify that it's the same guy, like now that this high priest Shevor, who existed in your time, existed some 350 years ago, I think is what we said.
Okay. So it would be possible for me to sending to him. Use sending to him.
Yes, but here's the catch 22 of this. So I am going to allow it to work through the quirk of timeline wonkiness because you do in fact know him. And just because this is the past version of him, it is indeed your past's version of him. And so, therefore, despite the fact that it is multiverse theory and now your timeline is a different timeline, you are still the same Nova from the timeline that this guy came from. So he is still the same High Priest Shavor that you knew. But,
Okay, so it's kind
That
of
is confusing as all heck.
yes,
no. Wait, I think I know what he's talking. Where he's getting at. You guys saw Avengers Endgame?
Yes.
So you remember
Yes,
when
I did.
Thor went back in time, and even though it's a different timeline, which technically makes it a different universe, and there's a different Thor and there's a different Mjolnir, he's still able to, he was able to call forth that Mjolnir,
exactly.
knowing it had to get put back into that past.
Exactly.
It's like that. It's Thor is that Mjolnir. That Mjolnir is not familiar with Thor, but Thor is familiar with Mjolnir.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm saying is that this Chevor has no clue who you are.
And maybe you can disguise it as an angel calling.
Don't do that.
No,
Yeah,
see that would
I was
be
gonna say that.
unnecessary.
I was gonna put a stop to that because that would be like shooting yourselves in the foot at the finish line.
Yeah, because he'd be like, "Why is there an angel sitting using a sending spell? Like an angel could just show up and tell me what he wants to say." That seems so like unnecessary. And when he gets here, he'd be like, "Well, you're not angels, so I'm gonna leave."
Yeah.
As if he even comes. But you know what? I assume that there is some sort of protocol that a cleric using the spell sending for aid from their uh his main temple, main order would be would have something of a
Well, yeah. First, you have to bust out your secret Temple of Palor decoder ring and make sure that you send the message coded correctly because that's how they know that it's from the right guys. Just like the thieves have the thieves can't, the clerics all like have their messages coded for each of the temples. So you in fact did study at Iru Moria under High Priest Shevor. In the future, like he taught you personally. That's where you got all your power from and all of that. So like um you are like hot shit. But right now
alrighty.
he don't know that. So like
I'd like to write this down in notes
yeah.
because that's like an ad that I might forget, and that's kind of important.
Yeah, yeah. And so this
What
high
is his name's? How do you spell it?
Chevor, it's Chevor.
I would have thought he was fat because sounds like close to chef.
I get it, but nope. He is a shining golden god.
Like a Chevy.
Yeah, like Chevy Chase.
I meant like the car.
Oh,
Well, you know what? I will send him. I will send Chevor the appropriate message, of the appropriate level of urgency.
yes.
You
So
know, not
you're gonna
not
have to. You're gonna.
world is ending. Holy crap! Like get over
Oh,
here
right,
right now. The apocalypse is happening. We're exactly at my location. But like someone's down.
right.
We need help.
Oh, I'm with you. So uh, you're gonna have to roll persuasion, despite the fact that it's in a sending, but still, like you're trying to convince him, so.
How would you like to use a point of inspiration for this?
Oh, I mean, I'd like to have $1,000,000. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead and smart
I
move.
am glad I did that because I would have rolled a one.
Possibly, it doesn't actually show you which one you rolled first, so.
Yeah. But yeah, 25 on the persuasion.
Yes.
This
So,
would, would funny? I bumped into somebody who actually like I wouldn't say mocked, but gave me like a snide comment on the fact that I was rocking a high charisma cleric.
oh yeah,
And I was like, well, how do they proselytize? They got to go around talking to people.
right. Plus, like, you know, a cleric with a low charisma, like, how are they ever supposed to interact in the world? Like, you're not
Yeah,
going to,
exactly.
you're not going to get anywhere with a low charisma. It might work fine
You
for the
just walk
more,
up and like worship Paylor, you freaking pleb, and spit on his
yeah.
shoes.
Well, I mean, it
Like,
might work fine for the more rough and tumble guys like the barbarians and all of that, but when it comes down to it, most people only go as low as like 9, 10 in their charisma. They don't put, serious dump stats in that. So anyway, you guys are you know watching as Nova sends this sending spell to try and contact her mentor, who has um, been with her. I'm not seeing sending. Where is it?
oh, I need to actually cast the spell. Just hold on a second. I need to go in the library and all that.
Is it a 5th level spell you just picked up?
It's a third level spell, and it's within the cleric spell list.
Oh, I wonder why it's not on your thing.
Well, since we just finished a long rest, I
Well, no, I had like
perhaps I should
dragged
have asked
I
to
had
just.
dragged over most of the spells. I don't know why sending wasn't one of them. There you go. All right, so you are sending. This says that you can send it in unlimited range, 25 words or less. Creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you. If it knows you, it doesn't, and can answer in a like manner immediately. And spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message. Any distance and even other planes of existence, but if the target is on a different plane than you, there is a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive. Why even have it then? If it's just a 5% chance, like, okay, whatever. Yeah, roll a d20. If you roll a 1, there you go. All right.
Well, to fuck with you, obviously.
Yeah, I
That
guess.
or exists for entirely lore grounded reasons. Something about intradimensional, extracommunal magic is
Well,
Yeah, I would say
so it
like
gets
if you're
lost
in
in the
a
flows of extra dimensional barriers that,
yeah, like if you're
but
in a
like make
wizard
it
tower
but like
and it's
make
all
it
like
20
funky.
make it 20% or don't make it anything at
Yeah,
all.
that's what I agree with both of you. I would if that's what I would do. If I would have that, like if you're like in a wizard's tower and there's like portal magic everywhere and magic items like just swarming all over the place, I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, roll D100. There's a
nah.
20%
I'd
chance this
use
magic
the
just doesn't work.
daylight savings argument. I'd make that shit more annoying. It's fucking 0.5%. Ain't shit.
Yeah. All right. So, anyway, I apologize for this group so much,
No,
Lorathier.
with with mid ones, even 0.5% wouldn't even be possible. Like it automatically like rounds up to the nearest.
Yeah. So, you hear directly back from him, uh, uh, you know, who dis?
Does he
Darn,
say
that's hard because the answer is basic. It's probably a lot more elegant than that, but it was the general. He's like
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing here. He
you know,
he sent back a very eloquent, long-winded, using all 25 words to explain that he has no idea who you are and how you're able to use this spell to contact him, since he has an impeccable memory and would know exactly who you are if you know him well enough to use this spell. So who are you?
You like the
Just tell him you're from
Yes,
the
you got
future.
it.
Just tell him you're from the future. That's the only answer that doesn't contradict what he just said.
I mean, see, I don't know, man. Like, see, on one hand, this is a
I'm
world where
right.
magic exists. Like, and Chevron would know. Chevron, Chivor would know that. And in a world where magic exists, all kinds of crazy shit can happen.
Sure, that
But
still
to
doesn't
just walk
explain
up,
who you are.
but to just like send a message from the future, please help. That's a real like, man, get out of here. Like, what is this nonsense? Like, no, I'm not giving you my credit card information. Like,
However,
like,
you do have to say it's very much he understands the rules of sending. There has to be an explanation as to how you know him so well, and he hasn't suggested a better one yet.
I
Until
am
he
a
has some sort of
of your.
nefarious explanation in his own mind, I do think you can just give him an answer.
I am a student, one that was taught or will be taught by you. Please help.
Was or will be taught by me. What kind of weird double speak hypothetical Schrodinger's, student are you?
I stop. Am not a 20th level caster. Stop. Cannot keep sending spells. Stop. Please help. No, obviously I wouldn't say all that. But um
Yeah. No, but no, yeah, like, I'm running out of spells. Please just, like, get to these coordinates as quickly as possible.
but yeah, I'll actually will sending something of that information of that sort. Um m- all your answers will be all your questions will be answered. Cannot continue communication. Please assist. Yeah, please send assistance.
Okay. So, his last reply is, my curiosity is piqued. It will take me a day to leave and 3 days to get there.
Now, I'm hoping that
Fuck.
the relevant information we sent him like includes where we're going, not like where we like, not like this is exactly where we are, and then we walk 50 miles south, and then like why did you get here? Where's this guy? Yeah, so like that is the case, correct?
Yeah. Let me just do some math real quick, because it's gonna take him a day to leave no matter what. He's got to like prepare and explain where he's going and get everything in place. But I have to see just how much faster than a normal dude um this guy can move, because I don't want to be wrong. This is very important.
Okay, hey, once we fixed Soggy and the other, is there a chance we could swing out by the Wizard's Tower anyway? That place seems cool.
I mean, I don't care. You guys can discuss that amongst yourselves.
I wasn't asking you.
Oh.
and who knows? Maybe you can use it to teleport to the water temple.
Maybe. I'm just saying, like,
Well,
I don't
here's the
know.
thing.
I want some upgrades.
I'm sorry. I want to ask you, DM, is this something we should forget? I think
The Wizard's Tower?
no. I believe, and I could be mistaken here. I think you may have accidentally tipped your hand on something.
On
Up
what?
till now, we had no idea what religion the sword was related to. And and before you told us, like just a bit earlier, you said that it was a sword forged in the light of Palor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you would probably know that lore about it anyway.
Okay, because as of right now, we've been going off of the idea that it's a sword of light. Palor is a god of light. There is some relation there. We There is a chance that Sagi's deity would be able to help, fix the sword or change the sword, but we don't know if anything there is applicable because I'm not sure if I can remember the word correctly. Compatible.
And maybe I could do it once I'm just legendary enough.
Right. But I either way, just to be clear, like I wasn't trying to keep it a secret per se. I just don't think it ever was like really brought up like, oh, can I roll a religion check to see what I know about it or anything like that. Maybe you did and like you just didn't roll high enough at that time for me to say something, or maybe it was a bit of the lore that I just forgot to mention. I would hate to think that I forgot
Okay.
to mention that, but it's
Would then
possible.
it then be able to say that it's just sort of within the storyline up to this point that Nova revealed this information then?
Oh, sure.
Because otherwise we would be acting on information. It would be weird, and I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, so this is something Nova knows. She revealed this when she came here from the future.
Hey, Atarankus,
Yes.
does D&D 5th edition actually have a definition of a legendary being like Pathfinder does?
Yes.
there is epic level characters.
Well,
And
yeah, but
3.5
Epic
there
is
used to be
different.
saints, but I
Yes,
don't know.
they have legendary NPCs that have like special legendary powers and stuff like that. Yes.
Oh, no.
I
That's
think he
right.
means can his character become something like that and
Oh,
still be
epic
a
no,
level?
player character?
the thing... Nope, not that either.
Okay.
In Pathfinder, there was legendary. Legendary was defined as a rules term in that if you were 10th level or higher, or the creatures you dealt with, you were considered a legendary being, like the kind who would appear in myth and legend. And
Right.
magic referenced you at a different level. Like, you could be detected by the legend lore spell inherently. Like, even if you hadn't, been recorded anywhere or been known to people, the mere presence of being level 10 or higher means magic itself would remember you. I was wondering if a definition like that exists in 5e.
I don't think so.
Worth a shot.
Also, damn, I'm good. Yeah, it's right around 3.5 days. So. Sorry, I had to do the math. I didn't want to be wrong about something that important. Because it's 44 squares, which under no rough terrain purposes, you guys would be able to travel in roughly 12, 13 days, 14 days, 2 weeks. Yeah, about 14 days. And this guy can travel 4 times faster with no rough terrain. So 14 days divided by 4 is like 3.5.
Word.
So
Well, Nova's gonna look over at Noman, and assuming that you have stated your interest in going to the Wizard's Tower, regardless of anything, simply out of
I mean,
curiosity.
after our allies are, cured.
Yeah, Nova says to him, I am sure that we can all use a break from the gloom and doom. A simple adventure into a wizard's tower would probably be a nice change of pace. I promise after this, I will gladly help. I would gladly accompany you to it.
Yeah, I just figured. I mean, best case scenario, the tower is wrecked and we get to pick through it. Worst case scenario, there are wizards there who are very unfriendly. But a medium choice is that they're friendly wizards and we may be able to help each other.
Very true. Now, let us meet at the coordinates that I have sent Chavor,
Yeah, and
and
so
pray that
did
he.
you plan on continuing to move? And like you said, you gave him the coordinates where you'd be in about 3.5 days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the only problem with that is that you didn't know how long it would take him until he sent his last message. So what you can tell him is where you are and that you will be continuing north, and then he can figure out about where you'll be. So I'll allow that.
Well,
It's a fair
well,
compromise to it that
true. No, I
gives
think that we should be fine enough as long as we get in the general area of one another. Because
right.
I'm assuming this cleric would. I mean, if he's searching and he's preparing, he's gonna come out to me. We would both
He
have like
he he
locate
got he
creature.
got he got a description of you in the message that you sent of like, this is who I am, this is where I am, this is what I need.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'll just have the spell locate creature on the ready. I assume he will as well.
Probably.
I mean, if we're just out in the wilderness looking for people at random, there's a good chance we'll miss each other.
I'm
So
sure that's how they arrange for meetings between the high level clerics and all of that. So
yeah, two clerics standing on maximum range of one another using the spell um locate creature have like a radius of a mile.
yeah. So you guys continue north,
Yeah, I think that
but
was
but
the
but you rest for tonight. Now that
yes,
now
because
that
shitload of spells just got spent.
indeed. So, pulling off to the side of the road and making camp, you guys eat your rations. And Lorathier, do you intend to try to provide for everybody or just automatically for yourself?
I think I should be able to find enough for everybody, right?
Well, this is kind of like grasslands in between a valley, and although it's definitely fertile, it's kind of like Wisconsin or a place like that to where like there's not necessarily like an overabundance of like edible stuff, throughout the rolling hills and grass and all of that. Um, there's animals to hunt,
The
and
the
and
feature
and
said
you can.
Oh,
in addition
bunnies.
What? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The shoot.
the feature says in addition you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 other people each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth.
Oh my goodness!
I think
Wow,
it's up to you
I didn't
how
realize
that
it
works.
was. Yeah, I didn't realize it was up to 5 people. I thought it said you could provide food for yourself, and uh, that was it. So
Oh, that's
okay.
really definitive too. That's like if it's there, you will find it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean there's absolutely something to eat, here that can be found. I just meant that like there wasn't an overabundance of berry bushes and fruit trees necessarily, but there's rabbits and actually in this part of the world they are the jackalopes. Um, so
Oh man, we getting drunk?
you guys get to eat some antlered rabbit.
Yeah, then I will
What does antler rabbit taste like?
provide. We're about to find out.
Yeah, well,
So
it's
like
a
Venice bunny.
yeah, it's a lot like a rabbit, but a little more steaky.
It's got a little more game to it.
Yeah.
It tastes half like carrot, half like alfalfa.
Yeah. However, Lorithir, as you are hunting these jackalopes and all of that, I do want you to roll a survival check to see, what you see in the area and determine, what sort of fauna to be watching out for and uh, you know, um, all of that good stuff. Oof. Thank God you have such a high proficiency, but at the end of the day, you just barely missed out on noticing something that would have maybe helped you with this next part of everything.
Oh, good.
Uh,
Thanks for telling me.
yeah, no problem. But what you do find is a fresh water spring that allows those of you who still need to drink some water to refill your water skins.
I was going to give him advantage.
Yeah. So always remember, if for whatever
He's
reason
out.
we can't
He
get food, I can cast create food and water.
Right.
However, as far as like role play things are concerned, um, I mean the spell specifically states that it has no flavor. Like it's just nutrients just to survive.
Oh, right.
So I
Yeah.
mean, hunting would still be like,
Way
by all means.
preferable. Yeah. Yeah. So Quallen, you're not with him. Lorithir hunts alone.
Did
Ah,
that ever? I don't think that's anything I ever said.
Oh, no?
I wouldn't mind the help.
Really?
Yeah.
I figured as an elf you would prefer the solitude of being able to be silent and all of that. So here's the problem. If you're not hunting alone, then Quallen, you need to roll a stealth check in order to like just let Lorithir do his thing. Otherwise, you might scare away the game.
yeah. On second thoughts,
Yeah,
he's going
you
to
are
do
pretty
the
big.
survival.
I mean, I'm not trying to stop the role play moment. I love that Lorithir was willing to let you come along, but now you've got to roll stealth to be quiet. So, all right. So Lorithir, as you're hunting, Quallen, is making quite a bit of noise with his heavier armor and everything. And although um, it is still possible for your ability to work, it is going to be slightly determined off of this next roll that you make for survival because you do in fact get advantage because we're going to go off of your first roll, Quallen, which was still above a 10, which means that he gets advantage. Oh
Yeah.
no. So,
Cool.
uh it's good that you and Quallen got some quality time together and you are out hunting. However, you realize quickly that this Goliath is no hunter. He is a warrior and a paladin, and stealth and hunting is not his wheelhouse. And so I'm going to let you guys kind of role play out the interaction as Lorithir, you realize that he's scaring away some of the jackalopes, and what, if anything, you do about it. Whether you press on with Quallen or say something or whatever, I'm just gonna let you guys take over as you realize that he's scaring away the rabbits.
Well, perhaps it's just bad luck, but it seems we're not finding many game
Apologies. I am
game
not the
species in the area.
stealthiest. Sorry. I have not been trained to be as stealthy as you are.
Well, you are 9 feet tall and bright blue, so it's not entirely your fault, Quellen. Uh, and while we may not find game, there are other sources of food. I'm finding mushrooms in the shade, finding wild herbs and wild grains.
Oh, you
So
do in fact find grasses and small plants that you can use to spice up
yeah, I was
the
just
the little bit that you got. So yeah,
that's what I was saying. But
yeah. Well, I was confirming it, just to
so
make
the way
sure
I,
that you were within the correctness of what you were able to find.
was just thinking that because of the way that feature is written, even though we aren't able to find game, I'm still able to find food and water. So that's I just
Yeah, yeah.
with the game.
Right. You don't get the meat. You don't have as much protein, but you're able to take some spices to make what you do have into like you ever read the story Stone Soup?
Yes, a little.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you did. Anyway, for those of you that haven't, what it boils down to is everybody's starving in a village, and this person is like, "We'll make stone soup," and he's like, "Yeah, you just put some stones in the water, and if anybody has a potato, we could throw a potato in there. If anybody had a carrot, and then all of a sudden, everybody's busting out the one thing that they do have." And throwing it into the stew, and pretty soon, like it's not too bad. And so that's what you pretty much end up making here is you don't find enough of any one thing to be like, okay, we're having rabbit tonight. But you take, the one jackalope that you were able to catch and some of the mushrooms, which again, there wasn't enough mushrooms for even one person to have a full meal of mushrooms, but you take the ones that you found, and there's a couple of tubers, some spices. You take the water, you fill up the pot, and it's not too bad after you boil it for 8 hours.
You know, the
Poor
concept of
jackalope.
stone soup is basically use having using a community to create a soup for everyone.
Exactly. And that's the general idea of what happened here is that although there wasn't enough of any one thing to make a meal of that, there was enough things to just throw it all into a pot and call it soup. And it's not bad. Lorthier actually like has quite a gift for combining the spices and everything in a way that really makes everything taste even better than you would normally hope for, sparse rabbit and tuber stew.
Yeah,
It's almost got a quality of chili like spiciness to it, but more of a soup consistency, like a chicken noodle kind of soup. But he doesn't obviously have noodles. But instead of noodles, he made kind of like a dumpling kind of dough by pounding some of the grass. It's not very like good because it's not like rye or wheat or anything like that, like a real dough would be. But he managed to make this like grass dough out of it, which gives some solidity to it, so you're not just drinking it.
So it's got some body to it.
Yes, body. Thank you. So
I will look at it and I will whimper with the suffering of that poor jackalope.
Oh, that's right. Aren't you a vegetarian?
Yes.
So
No vegetarian.
so you do you eat it or no?
No.
Oh,
Well, so could I have made the soup
yeah,
and
yeah.
roasted
And
the
roast
jackalope
the yeah for
separately?
yep. Knowing that Nova was a vegetarian, you roast the jackalope separately for Lorathir and Quallen. I forgot that you were a vegetarian. I apologize. And yeah, absolutely, Lorathir would have considered. I mean, if he confirmed it just now, like he did, then absolutely he can have considered that. So yeah. So yeah, you guys eat. You know, it's filling. You guys rest for the night. Soggy whimpers throughout the night. He is just so hungry. He wants something. Oh, and Lorathir, it's a little cheap, but I'm actually going to give you inspiration for making the soup vegetarian for Nova. I want to give out more inspiration points, so since this is a role play heavy session, gotta find something worthy of an inspiration point.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't mean to diminish it, just like, I like it to be, like, yeah, that's worth an inspiration point rather than, I guess that's worth an inspiration point, but I've got to find more reasons to give them out. That's my goal for this game is to give out more inspiration points. So go ahead, Soggy. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Sorry,
Just
food's ready.
as you said, Barry is whimpering a lot and it's just say it's just mixing draconic and uh and primordial all together into this mix of like this mesh of madness. The blood flow and the oceans flow.
But remember, this is all muffled as you're biting down on the stick. So, you guys can hear him but not understand everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Saying
Yes.
I know that.
Yeah, I just making sure. Sometimes I'll say something that just to make sure that you and everybody else, is aware of exactly how it's playing out. So,
Understood.
uh you guys do in fact manage to, fall asleep eventually. I assume um that Noman stands sentry guard again. Bedetta.
I'll take the first two watches.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure, that he'll confirm that he's taking Sentry Watch, so we'll go off of that as well. But so why don't you go ahead and roll a perception, and don't take this to mean anything. I typically have people on watch roll perception, whether there is or is not anything to see, just to keep the suspense. All right, so Lorthir, as you are standing watch, you look around and see Quallen saying his devotions to the ancients before he rests. You see Nova doing her nightly ritual before she rests. You see Noman entering his sentry mode and just standing perfectly still. ready to defend the camp while still getting, the downtime that even a machine needs. And you can hear Soggy's intermittent whimpering and shouts that are muffled. And um, as you look up at the sky, you see a swarm of bats that has flown out of one of the nearby caves, and is, descending upon the insects and all of that, flying above the fields in the night hours. You don't see anything else until right as you're about to get tired and call it a night. Well, do your meditation. And you see a shadow fly across the moon.
Okay. Um, who is on watch after me?
Just Noman.
Okay. I'll let Noman know what I saw and tell him that I'll be ready to react with swift violence if we are interfered with.
Oh, and I'm back, by the way.
Excellent. So, just confirming that you do indeed go into sentry watch mode.
Yeah.
And Lorathier was also taking watch early, and comes up to you as you're standing perfectly still and lets you know. Did you hear him, or would you like him to say it again?
No, I heard.
Okay. So yeah, that's what's up. Do you do anything, or just be like, okay, cool, gonna stay on watch?
I mean, there's nothing I can do about that,
Oh,
I'm just gonna keep watching.
you could blow up the moon, be like, stop mocking me.
If I could blow up the moon, I think I might. It seems like it'd solve some problems.
I read a
Oh,
book about that. It's a real mess.
yeah,
Recommended.
yeah. So that's
Master
worrisome
Roshi over
that you
here.
guys have a person in your party that would blow up the moon if he could. So okay, all right, good to know. Uh, anyway, Noman, you take the rest of the watch solo. So go ahead and roll your perception.
Okay.
You do not see anything for the rest of the night. And you
Cool.
see the sun begin to rise beyond the hills and the mountain. And as the sun begins to rise, you see a great cloud of dust in the distance. Almost
I
like
see.
almost like the grass is on fire. You feel a vibration and can hear the faint sound of thunder.
That seems interesting.
The ground begins to shake more violently beneath your feet. Not earthquake levels, but nearing that.
Huh.
The thundering becomes a steady pounding, like heavy metal drummers competing to see who can pound the double bass the fastest. And suddenly, bursting over the horizon, you see a herd of axe beaks bearing down on you.
No, sir, I don't like it.
The rest of your companions are still asleep.
Well, I'm gonna wake their asses up.
Do you go around gently, being like, "Hey
Hell no, I
guys"?
kick them. Everyone gets a free boot to the ribs.
One free kick in the ribs. Line up.
Oh, boot to the head.
It's like, imminent death is approaching. Please get off the ground. That
Alright.
is the wake up call.
Qualan
Do we,
just is sort of alerted by this and just sort of fumbles as he wakes up and says, "Goodness, danger ahead! Oh dear."
Oh my, what are we to do?
Get out of the way or brace for impact. Just don't stay on the ground.
Well, I mean that
Get
does
off the
bring up
rocks over
a
here.
very good point. You guys, do you want to try to outrun the herd or, get out of the way of the herd? Um, that would be a different kind of skill challenge. Because like just like running off the edge of the map obviously isn't going to be the get out of jail free card that you might want it to be.
Should we
Is
just
this
climb up on some high rocks?
map accurate? Because yeah, these rocks might
Yeah,
provide shelter.
you could try to do that. Of course, you're going to have to roll initiative and all of that before that's going to be allowed because the axe beaks are already like within sight. So
And can I do a nature check
um, for what?
for the axe beaks?
Right, but like what do you need to know? They're birds.
I'm just trying to...
No, I know. It's just like I don't
why
know.
they are
I
sort
don't
of
know
bearing
what
down on us.
I. Well, I mean, it's a stampede.
Why are they stampeding though?
I mean, that's how. I don't know how a nature check would tell you that. Like a nature
I
check
was
can.
trying to go for the behavior and understand.
Okay, so I'm not trying to be difficult, so don't get frustrated. My frustration is that I don't know what information I would give you on any roll that you could make that is not pretty much explained just by the nature of like it's a big emu caraway or whatever that other bird is like bird. It
Under,
Cassowary.
cassowary, thank you. It
understood. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just
don't be sorry. My frustration is not
Yeah,
be, is
So
not is not because you wanted to roll a nature check to understand it. It's because I, as a DM, don't know like what information to give you other than it's a large aggressive bird. Like I just like there's not anything special about them and like the nature of why they're stampeding would take like some investigation or spotting what it was or whatever. Like it's not necessarily just going to be revealed because you rolled a nature check. And so it's not that you're wrong for wanting to do that or know that. It's just that I don't know what to give you, so I'm not sure, you know, what to say or do. And that's not on you. That's on me. I just, wanted to be honest with you about, like, I don't know what to tell you no matter what you roll, so, you know.
Understood.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that's a large flightless bird,
Right?
bipedal. It's got an axe for a beak, which would clearly indicate that that's its main uh, preference
I
of attack.
understand.
Yeah. So, that's where it's at, and I'm sorry that I can't give you more because I just don't know what more to give you.
I understand. Just
All right, let's get this show on the road.
Nova, for some reason it did not record your initiative. I'm just going to enter it.
All right. Well, there's a 13.
Yep.
That's weird.
It was weird, but whatever.
and there's nothing writing on the backs of these.
No, no. Despite the fact that the image shows, the orcs riding these axe beaks, these are just regular axe beaks. I just wanted to show you these ones instead of.
Okay, just going to since it's my turn first.
These ones, because these are more of my scrublands axe beaks, which
Don't fit the environment.
which right, they don't fit this environment. These are the Great Plains axe beaks that live more in the forested areas, and so the difference is that here in the forested areas they have bright feathered coloring to attract mates, whereas in the scrubland they have dull coloring to hide them from predators.
Okay, so since that, I'm going to I'm going to wreck. I'm going to ensnaring strike one of them.
Okay. Okay, so you actually have to either. Well, you only move 25 feet, so that's actually okay. But that is rough terrain, those logs right there.
Yeah. I'm going to shoot my crossbow at the front axe beat with it.
You fire at the axe beak, but all the dust they're kicking up makes it kind of hard to see, and you miss.
Damn it! And he just sort of breaks for impact.
All right. By the way, I'm pretty sure you're on the wrong side of the logs.
What?
It typically in movies when something's stampeding at you, you jump behind the logs and get down, not in front of the logs. But Lorthier, what do you do?
I run for cover behind the rocks here, and uh, then I will hide.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth. All right. So you have put yourself out of reach of their perception. So they cannot find you.
Right, but as I'm running over toward the rocks, I called out to my allies, saying, "Get under cover, get behind something, so you don't get trampled."
To death.
Well, right, that's the idea. I think is to avoid that.
Right. You just might want to throw that part of the phrase in there just to make sure that they're clear on on that.
Sorry to have to ask you to do extra work. Two things,
Yes.
real quick. One,
Yes.
my headset just broke, so I'm using my phone. I'm not going to be able to use the button key to talk.
Okay.
So if there's any like weird outside noises, forgive me. And two, where are where are the horses, Soggy and the wagon? Like,
Those are safely off the path in the underbrush. Like they are not in danger for the purposes of this battle.
all right then. Well,
But
I'm gonna
also
go
they're
ahead.
oh I'm sorry, but also they're taking up the entire safe area, so you can't just like go join them. They're greedy
I
like
am
that.
going.
Oh wait, no, it's my turn. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, excuse me.
Get out of here. So I'm going to run up and attack Quallen. Trying to take my
Fallen knows
turn.
that Fallen is working as the distraction.
Yes, and it's working because the Axebeak runs up to you and attacks you, but misses, and you may be falling apart, but you can still take on these flightless fowls.
He's actually
That'd be
trained with
appropriate. They are
actually
foul.
one. He actually trained with one in the past.
Yes, you have ridden one in the past.
It was for the fledglings. No, no pun intended.
You fail your concentration check as the axe beak slams its massive beak into you, and you don't take a whole lot of damage, but you lose your concentration.
You need to get Warcaster, my friend. If you're gonna be casting spells and running into melee, definitely need to get some Warcaster.
Yeah,
Them advantages.
understood.
Solar Nova Flare.
Alrighty. Oh, that ran up on us quick.
They are very fast. Like way faster than you would have imagined. Have you ever seen an ostrich running at full speed?
Yeah, I've seen him keep up with cars.
Yeah,
They're
it's
nuts.
sick. They're like just flying down the road. You're like, how are you running this fast? What is going on?
You're like looking at your buddy, like, can you like step on it? And he's like, I am. Let's see. Let's see. What I shall do is, hmm. Interesting. Okay, I will cast Beacon of Hope.
Bacon of Hope is the best spell ever.
Nomen Koalan, Nova, Lorithir. Okay, that's everybody.
Oh, up at the top, there's a little targeting thing. The flag is all allies. The swords are all enemies.
I don't see that. I'm not sure who you're talking
On
about.
the top of the map. There's
Okay.
yeah.
Target friendly units,
Yep.
target enemy. Okay, cool.
Yep. So if you ever need to target all enemies or all allies, boom. You can also clear targets and like just drag the target onto somebody if you want. So yeah. Little tip for all of y'all.
That's weird. My spell is gone. I'll
Which
have
one?
to go get that. Beacon of Hope.
What?
Yeah, that's like my go-to.
How is Beacon of Hope gone? What happened? No, it's right there. What are you talking about? Level 3.
Am I crazy? It's the
Yeah,
third level spell.
yeah,
I
right
see
there.
Bestow Curse.
Right at the top.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I see Aid, Bestow Curse, Create Food and Water,
You can't see
Cure
all of
Wounds,
them?
Daylight.
You
No,
have it on combat. Put it on standard. And it still says that you should have it prepared, so I have no idea why it's not appearing, but it is right there on 3rd level.
see, I see Preparation, Combat, Standard Mode. Yeah, I do not see it. I see Aid and then Bestow Curse, and I see that they're all in alphabetical order. The only B I have is Bestow Curse.
That is insane. That I am going to suggest that you make sure that all of your modules are loaded. But I was pretty sure Beacon of Hope was like from the player's handbook or something. So
I mean, I just threw it on there.
it, it's still on there. I don't know how is it not? Like I don't get it. I don't get any of this. None of this makes sense. So yeah. Did you
And it didn't say I got everybody.
it didn't?
No, it just, and I only got the effect. I didn't, the effect popped up. It didn't actually like let me cast it.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. And for some reason, they're both there now. Okay, cast. That's Bestow Curse. Excuse me.
Okay.
Eh,
Hold on a second. Just wait. Let me do this. Okay. Now there's Beacon of Hope. There's 2 effects. So go ahead and apply them.
you know what? I'm gonna take a picture of what I'm seeing, so you could like see that. Yeah, very weird.
And did it apply it to
There we
everybody
go.
else
Go
now?
ahead. Nope.
Yes, it did. I was just testing it, so yeah, it applied to everybody else. We're good. Okay. And what else do you do? Do you do anything else, Nova? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Cool, because for him, it just sounded like crazy lagged out.
Oh. Do you do anything else, Nova?
Is anybody else hearing this?
I can
No.
hear you, Nova, but I can also hear the dungeon master just fine.
Yeah, he must have something going on with his connection or something. I'm going to assume that he's not going to move and take the attack of opportunity, so. Noman.
All right, let's do this. Uh, I wait, hold on. I had a brain fart. Are they being written?
No.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to show you guys the brightly feathered axe beaks as opposed to the dull feathered axe beaks.
And reconfirming, are like Kuan like challenging them? Like we just sitting here?
Kualan ran forward to like attack them, and you guys were just standing there, but one of them ran up to attack you anyway.
All right. Well, I'm going to make use of an ability I don't think has come up once the entire game so far. I'm just going to slash at him real quick.
Oh, taking over attack reaction.
Both miss. And because I have what is it called? Mobile, he doesn't get the reaction to attacking me because I
Yep.
attacked I tried to hit him.
Yep.
And then I'm going to scramble over here.
40 feet?
That yeah.
Really?
I
Oh
have
yeah,
boots of striding
mobile
and springing.
increases.
Oh, that's right.
No, wait, no.
Mobile
It was
increases your movement by
mobile.
10.
Mobile increases movement speed. Not that I forgot. That's from a different system.
Oh, so
It's not like you
mobile.
have boots of haste on.
Yeah, mobile
Yeah, no.
increases your speed by 10, so you have a speed of 40. Got it.
Yeah. I forgot. The boots of striding and springing increase your speed in Pathfinder. Not in this system.
Yeah, these just let you move like spring-heeled Jack.
They let you
I
jump.
put a mobile on an apeling and gave it the and made it the Sun Soul Monk, and that thing was darting around like crazy. Like I think before the game was over, I had a movement speed of like 150.
Nice. All right. So is that your turn, Noman?
No, it's not. My turn is not over. I'm going to as a. Excuse me, Jesus. Ugh.
Jesus Christ! Did you like open a door with that?
Very funny. I'm going to ward myself for the temp, and then hold up. Is that correct? Well, let me check that calculation. What was? It was level plus proficiency, correct?
Mm-hmm.
What is? Or we have oh, it's level 9. So when you get to plus 4 proficiency.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Okay, then yeah, I get 13 from my ward now. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, now I'll end my turn.
Axe beak number 5.
Mambo number 5. A little bit of axe beak is what I need. A little bit of axe beak is what I like. A little bit of axe beak.
It's just a whole bunch of axe beaks. Quallen.
It's time to double tack.
You moderately wound them as you swing your pike around.
Okay.
So as Noman and I ran over, did the path of the axe beaks change? Are they chasing us, or are they just trying to run through?
They appear to be running at Nova now. It seems as though anything that they've spotted during their stampeding here, they're just attacking.
Gotcha.
They're
Okay.
like marauding, vicious locusts, just attacking everything they see.
So just getting out of the way, it wouldn't be enough. I could infer
It
that from
might.
the fact that
It
they.
might. The fact that you're hidden so well, you might be able to hunker down here and be okay.
But to finish the thought,
Oh, oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. I'll wait till my turn, but I know what to do. I can cast Cure. I can cast. So, calm emotions is a radius, right?
Well, hold on. Hold on. What's that, Lorithir?
I was just saying that if they continued on their path when we got out of the way, then getting out of the way would be enough and they would probably just go on by. But because they are curving to attack us, that suggests to me that just getting out of their sight isn't going to be enough and we do need to fight them off. Is that a fair assessment?
Uh, Not necessarily. That's what I was getting at, was that you being as hidden as you are can probably hunker down and not get attacked. Everybody else kind of needs to figure their own way of doing that as well, but it's possible, yeah.
Having seen uh, some of my companions' attempts at hiding, I will assume that that's not going to work out and start fighting back.
That might be the best option. As DM, I can't tell you what the, best course of action is. I can only tell you like what could or couldn't work, like based on your character's knowledge of the
Right.
world and all of that. And so your knowledge of the world is that you could stay hidden here, but you're dead on that, like, you doubt your companions would be able to, do so.
Really, what I was looking to confirm from you is that I have seen them change direction to move toward.
Yes, they are attacking your
Okay,
companions. They
that's
do
what I
not
needed.
they do not wish to just keep running now that they have seen you.
Okay, I will duck out from behind the rock and line up a shot on the axe beak in front of Nova, sighting down the arrow. I say a small prayer under my breath as I release the string.
Oh yeah, you're praying to Coralone. Yeah.
And that should have had uh, extra advantage. And it says that I targeted it.
Mhm.
Oh,
And you hit.
got it.
Your
Okay.
arrow flies through the air, striking the axe beak. It hits it right in the neck. Its long neck is fully exposed as it's running, and you just strike it right through it, and it just kind of like stumbles and falls as it's charging up on Nova and skids to a halt in front of her.
And I'll call out, Nova, over here, behind the rocks. Quolan. And then I will try to hide again.
All right. And yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes I try to give you guys as much information as possible, trying to anticipate what you're asking, but yeah, in this case, I was giving you a bunch of extra stuff that you just needed to know. Are they attacking us? Yes, they are.
Yeah, and I asked in probably the most circular manner possible too. So no worries.
The axe beak gets in position but misses you.
Oops, sorry.
Now flanking you from both sides. The axe beak hits you. You're trying to move there? To there? Or what are you trying to do? You're casting a spell there? Move there. Got it. Yeah, it gets weird like that sometimes.
You're it right there.
So Nova charges into the pack of axe beaks. Target or untarget. Is there like something going on with your like are you still on your computer for this? Cause like I'm not having any issues with it, so I'm not sure what is going on there, but I'm thinking that if
Oh,
okay, so you cast Calm Emotions. And that's really groovy and all that. But I'm going to give you that spell slot back because you attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people, each humanoid in a 20-foot radius sphere, centered on a point you choose within range, must make a charisma saving throw. A creature can choose to fail this saving throw if it wishes. So I'm going to imagine that you don't want to move there, which you didn't have to begin with, and probably don't want to waste the spell slot casting a spell that only affects humanoid creatures on axe beaks.
I don't think Nova's in Discord.
Yeah, I was typing it out, so. I just realized that as I said all that. Still good for you guys to hear what's going on. Okay, so you can move up here, target Quellen, cast Cure Wounds, which all right, so one more point. Quellen, if you want, you can actually adjust that. You have one more point.
one more point of what?
Healing. You have one more hit point.
Got it.
All right. And then
But
pretty sure that's his turn. Her turn.
also still need more medicine.
Yeah, you're still missing 10 hit points, but nothing to be done about it.
I understand that. I just telling my mom something. Sorry.
Oh, you need more medicine. I hope you're not too sick. I'm
Sorry
gonna
about that.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
I'm just having the weirdest time like trying to get this to work. Like I press turn complete and nothing's happening.
Hmm.
And like I can't seem to target people or untarget people.
That is very odd. Because you obviously
And
updated or you wouldn't
spells
have
are
been able
like
to
disappearing
join.
and reappearing.
Right? You updated, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, I don't know. With your turn not coming up again for a whole nother round, I'd probably take this opportunity to reboot.
Makes sense.
Bad data?
Yeah, let's see. I have to set a
Going to
timer
use
because my
the
mom
bathroom,
wants me
brush
to
my
look
teeth.
after her potatoes.
Okay. Boiling them? Mashed potatoes?
Yes, she is making some mashed potatoes.
Yeah, you got a minute then.
She already started cooking them, and she's being. I think she got a call and had to leave suddenly. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Well,
so I
unless she started cooking them like half an hour ago, you probably still have a minute. So,
yeah. So we're like throwing down with these axe beaks now, right? It's like that's what it looks like we're doing.
well, Lorathier has come to the conclusion that your companions are probably going to be less than capable of completing the camouflage, that has concealed him. I
Yeah,
ran I
might as well
ran out of
just.
alliteration.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run over there and I'm going to spend a charge and use my new frenzied slash. Uh, which allows me to make one attack against everyone I have reached to.
Against everyone I have ever loved.
To all the boys I've ever
Why didn't that
kissed.
work? Adaricus, you receiving any attack rolls?
Yes.
Oh, there they go. Finally.
It's just a little bit behind cuz
Whoa.
Nova was joining. Why does it keep re-rolling your Shiza?
I
That's
have
weird.
no idea.
That's weird. Cut it out now.
I didn't do critical damage to the one I critted.
No, it won't do
Could you
that.
throw me the map back up?
It won't do that when you multi-attack.
Oh.
You have to deal damage to him separately. So which one did you crit?
Let's see. I don't know. I can't see the enemy numbers.
You can't?
Axe beat 6 is the one it
6.
says.
Okay. So all I do is take 6, reset his hit points. Now target just 6. Now hold shift while you deal the damage.
Holding shift while dragging damage auto crits.
Auto crits.
Ah. Wow, I rolled
You
lame.
rolled worse damage. Lame.
Wow. I feel gypped.
I guess so. And hey, don't use that word.
Why?
Because I told you it's a derogatory thing against gypsies, which I'm not even supposed to say that word.
I I don't know, man. That's gonna be hard. I say that term all the time,
So
but
did I.
sure.
So did
All
I.
right.
Until
Hey,
I.
another thing I just found interesting and strange is that on my like character tab, right?
Yeah.
For main, it says that my max HP is 54, while on the
Yeah.
combat tracker it says 84.
There's the adjustment for where you leveled up. So you're good. Don't worry.
That's a big leap.
It'll correct itself by the time we come back. Yeah, I don't know
Okay,
how you
okay.
ended up getting 25 hit points, but I'll double check everything and verify that it's right. But you're right in the range where everybody's at, so whatever. All right, Axebeak number 5 gets over here and attacks you. Oh, with advantage. And still can't hit you. This Axebeak attacks you without advantage. And still misses. And this beak attacks you with advantage. And hits? Sorry, it wasn't targeting, but did I hit? Hello?
Yes. Yes, I believe you do hit me.
Yeah. Yeah. Take that. Yep, you have +1 AC, putting it at 21.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Actually, I don't think that's correct, because I get my proficiency to my AC, which means it incremented by 1 this level.
What?
Yeah. So that miscellaneous bonus increments by 1, so my new AC is 22. I forgot, we didn't have a thing where it auto adds my proficiency.
Yeah, I actually can do that now, so,
You can? Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I will correct that in between session.
Okay.
Okay, so I miss.
Yeah.
And this one runs over to Quallen and attacks him now that everybody's teaming up on him.
Go ahead. He can take it.
He can.
He's got a magical wasting disease on him. So this is nothing.
Think I'm scared of some overgrown turkeys?
I wrestled with some when I was a child. Also, sorry, that was me brushing my teeth.
It's a good habit. Yeah, but you look at them and tell them that you look death in the face every day. You're not afraid of them.
This time, and he's serious when he says that.
Of course. So what do you do?
Qualan?
That would be who I'm talking about.
How about some smite?
Sounds mighty good.
I know what kind of smite you looking for.
Actually, just plain smite is pretty good. You know, you can just hit and smite. You don't have to cast one of the specific smites. The specific smites are good situationally, like if something's kind of vulnerable to a certain damage or immune to a certain damage or whatever, you can use the different smites to like apply fire or thunder or whatever to try and get around that stuff, you know. Otherwise, just your plain smite is going to be plenty good most of the time.
Okay, going to smite them. And
All
how
right.
do I?
Well, first you attack. So you
Okay.
just use your regular attack. All right. Now you hit. Now you choose which level of divine smite you want to use. So you will see Divine Smite, and then there's two effects. The 2d8 is a level 1 spell slot, and the 3d8 is a level 2 spell slot. And I just realized I have to add a level 3 one, so let me do that real quick like this. And there you go. So, you now have a level 1, 2, or 3 Divine Smite that you can apply to yourself. They're all in order. And then just check off the appropriate slot and apply it to yourself and deal the damage.
I was thinking of using Searing Smite.
No. Like I said, you're just using the regular smite.
Yeah, I know. I just was saying that.
Okay, so now you're using a level 3 spell slot. So you just check off your level 3 spell slot and then deal your damage.
But it's on the axe beak. Is that
Oh,
right?
no, that's not right. Hold on. I'm dumb. I forgot to set
We
this to.
are all dumb in the end.
There you go. Now it's set to self. Now do it again. Do it. Boom. There you go. I'm not even going to remove it from the axe peak because I have a feeling that this is going to. Go ahead and roll. Chop his axe beak face right off as you bring your pike down in a chopping motion, and he lies on the ground twitching like a chicken who had his head cut off.
Going to use my second attack to attack axe beak number 3.
Okay. You hit. You deal a critical amount of damage, but he succeeds at his system shock saving, so he does not succumb to any sleep or secondary
After
effects.
that attack, I'm going to be intimidating to it
Okay.
and say, if you know what's good for you, you'll run.
Squawk!
And I hit at the end of my turn last turn, right?
Yes. Did you actually roll stealth or not?
I thought I did.
Did you? I forget what you rolled. I'm so sorry.
That's looks like I got a 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And you just have to get above their passive perception anyway, so you're good. They're not actively looking for you right now.
Got it.
Okay, now, just that you know, right now the situation is this. Axebeak number 5. Oh, you ignore all that cover anyway. Never mind. I forgot about your awesome sharpshooting abilities. No long range disadvantage, no cover. Roll 3 times. Crit everything you ever see.
Yeah, I should have targeted something.
Deal 100d6 sneak attack damage. You can just target him and it'll still deal the crit. So, yep.
There we go. And like an idiot, I rolled the attack again rather than rolling damage. But
Yep.
I know about the shift trick, so
Okay.
I'll do that for damage.
Okay. Yeah, I do it too. Don't worry about it. Your arrow flies through the air and straight into the Axebeak's chest, and it just like drops instantaneously. This is a heart shot. Oh no,
I'll hide again.
you already rolled and hit, so you didn't have to.
Yeah, that was to hide.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you're good. I thought you had a second attack. You don't have a second attack yet?
I won't ever.
Oh, nice. I won't ever.
Unless I take like 5 levels of ranger or something.
Yeah. You're probably good with just the one attack that kills everything. That'd probably work for you.
Yeah, I only get sneak attack on 1 attack anyway, so a second attack would be good, but it wouldn't
Yeah,
like
it's
double my damage
nice.
or something.
Yeah, it's nice, but it's not. Yeah, it'd be more about if you had
Well, I
something that
mean,
could
it
apply an
looks.
effect or something.
I will just stand idly by. I would just be on standby, watching, making sure my allies don't get hurt. But as of right now, it looks like they got this, so it doesn't really look like I need to assist in this violence.
Yeah. They seem to be enjoying themselves quite thoroughly. Have at thee! Yeah!
So that's crazy. I double tapped the dodge action button thingy, and
Yep.
it says cannot dodge when character sheet not in combat tracker.
What are you doing, my friend? Whoa! How many Nova solar flares are there? What is going on with this?
This was there like 80 solar flares?
There's like 3.
The
Nova's hacker name is Neo.
Well, I mean, I think your D&D world would be a lot better off if there was just like a lot more novas. Uh, everybody's half immortal.
Alright, and now to figure out which one of these
Think
is
about it. I could be your Nurse Joy.
you.
So if you went
I have like
back in
one Nova in every town.
if you went back in time one day and told the you from one day ago to go back in time with you one day and told that Nova to come back in time, etc., you could have dozens of Novas
I
back here
wouldn't.
helping us.
No, I would have one. Because if I went back in time yesterday and got the one that I had get that and asked my yesterday's version, right? That would prevent my future version from ever existing past that point.
But the future version of you is from a timeline when you didn't go, right? Future you is already in this timeline. So would you like disappear, like the photograph from Back to the Future?
Well, the thing is, I guess, but like I think it would be just like there's the the grandfather um paradox, which is if I go back in time and I move a chair, then the chair was moved and I never had the reason to go back in time in the first place.
Okay, so hold on now. Nova, what did you just do?
I took the dodge action.
Dodge action. Go ahead and take the dodge action again. There you go. Boom.
My die changed colors. That's weird.
Yeah, sorry about that. Had to fix some stuff. Hopefully fixed now. Should be. Hopefully. Better be.
Seems fine, at least so far.
Noman.
Yeah, can I go?
No.
Oh,
You're stuck here with us.
what am I waiting for?
You're for your actions.
Oh,
Sorry, I was being funny. Can I go? No, you're stuck here with us. You strike both of the axe beaks, slicing one of them down, and the other one, uh, not all that badly damaged, actually.
eh.
I mean, he's pretty badly damaged. He's heavily damaged, but he's not even critically damaged. But that's enough for him. He disengages and moves away. Quallen.
It is my turn.
It is.
Time for the choppy chop.
Carpe day turn.
I imagine for this time I sort of start spinning it upwards like in a sort of like in a sort of spiral to hit both axe beaks while also avoiding Nova's.
Sure. You take a low sweeping golf swing at the two axe beaks, striking them both, killing one. And leaving the other heavily damaged. Uh-oh. Did you forget to target? So just make sure you target and then deal the damage.
That was also supposed to be the attack, not the damage. Sorry.
Oh, but now you attacked again. So that wasn't the critical damage and you're still not targeting anyone.
Yeah.
And they were unaware of your presence, so it's still sneak attack. But you didn't deal critical damage.
I didn't need to.
No, you did not. So your arrow drops the retreating axe beak.
Why didn't you attack the one that was next to
Because he wanted to see you
next?
get hit one last time.
Because you can reach it. I wanted to get the one that was away.
And he wanted to see you take that last 7 damage.
I didn't have any desire to see you hurt, Quolan. I just thought that it was within range still, so you'd be able to get it.
That is actually
mean-
very valid.
And I mean, it was retreating, so it wouldn't cause anyone harm.
Oh, he's objecting to attacking a retreating enemy.
We know that that enemy was retreating and not attacking in the other direction.
I'm sorry if I just said
You
that.
no, what? Don't.
You're welcome to. You're welcome to question my choices. I don't mind at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Like don't be sorry. This is role playing. This is what it's all about. That's a great moment for Quallen to showcase how he's a different sort of religious from Lorithir. You know, Lorithir reveres Coralone, and Coralone, has his own things going on, but Quallen, reveres the ancients, and part of that is that, all life is sacred to a degree. Even these angry birds are worth something.
Yes, and he'd rather see one live another day than kill them all.
Exactly. But yeah, so don't apologize. That was good role playing. And as you heard, Laura Thier appreciates it. So, well, the player, maybe not Laura Thier so much, but because of course to you, Laura Thier, a Goliath is like, a big dumb half giant brute.
I would not say such a thing. I wouldn't.
No. But
Doesn't-
just like that's what
and it
that's what
doesn't
you were
reflect
that's
my.
what you were taught. That's what you were taught is all I'm getting at. So for your whole life, you've been told that these guys are inferior. How you choose to interpret that is on you, the player, of course.
And honestly, I feel like the reason why
Hey,
Qualan got the soul wasting disease is because his ancestor did something to sort of in a sacrifice to save an elf.
Maybe.
hey, we're gonna wrap here in a sec because I have to go.
Oh, no problem. This is gonna, be just some wrap up role play. So.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
you heal for
Y'all
17
have fun.
HP.
Ooh.
Quolan heals for 17 HP. And I'm gonna say that is a fine way to start the day.
Indeed.
Let us, if there are no other bouts of excitement, shall we prepare and then head off?
You guys,
Yes.
you guys can see as the herd of axe beaks passes by that they are descending into the valley to try and get their hungry beaks on all of the animals that are still laying down and resting. And so the early bird is trying to get not just the worm, but anything else that moves.
Of course they are.
We should get out of here.
Can I gather some bird meat
Absolutely.
and plan on preparing it tonight for those of us who eat animals?
Absolutely. And I mean, as you saw, these are large birds. So, I mean, one breast is like 20, 30, 40 pounds of meat right there, and a drumstick is easily like, 20 pounds of meat as well. So, well, 20 pounds total, with the bone and everything. But
And I won't take more than we'll be able to prepare. Imagine it will go bad before we can cook all of it.
yeah,
And
that's
we may
why
not have any way to carry it, so
Yeah,
just
that's why
take
I
what.
was giving you some like general ideas of like how big the various pieces would be. Not that it's that important, but just basically for flavor, like are you gonna grab like two drumsticks or like one breast or like what's your idea for like grabbing because it's basically a giant turkey.
I really want to get to. If I'm honest, I really want to get to the important parts before we end our session.
What would that be?
I don't know what it is. That's why I'm waiting for you.
There's nothing coming. The session is going to end with you guys continuing along the road after we, clean up some of the minor details here just for flavor and immersion and all of that good stuff. So
I'm sorry.
it's okay. There's just not anything quote unquote important coming.
Just was hoping for a cliffhanger.
Mm. I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely use a lot of cliffhangers, but I do try to mix it up so that it's not just cliffhanger after cliffhanger after cliffhanger because like anything, even when it's good, it can get repetitive.
And I think there is some tension in the story right now. We are racing to meet a cleric who may be able to save Sagi and may be able to reverse your curse.
Right?
So uh, we're by collecting this food now, I hope to save some time from not having to forage later and uh, spend that extra time traveling so we can connect with him all the faster.
Yeah, absolutely. This is in line with trying to, do everything possible to hurry the process along. So if there's bird meat laying right here that you guys just freshly killed and he can collect that, then you guys are going to get there that much quicker because he didn't have to go off hunting again later. So I understand, where you're coming from. You don't have to be sorry about anything, but for our purposes, there's not going to be any cliffhangers or anything like that. We're going to just continue with the race to save Soggy, which is, pretty much what this chapter of the story is about. And I realize Soggy plays a pretty minimal role, but that's because his role has been reduced to I want to drink your blood, and now we're dealing with how everybody else deals with that.
And also sort of like a fun side character.
Exactly. Gives you a chance to try out some different stuff and all of that while your character is on the back shelf. So, yep. that's pretty
Of the
much.
back shelf of his sanity, and I'm just imagining all the crazy bandit quotes from Borderlands.
Oh yeah. I want to keep the tension, but I don't want to make it like drag on so much that like you guys grow sick of this storyline either. So I'm trying to balance that. And so instead of having a cliffhanger of like, oh, the cleric shows up and you guys see this or that, we're gonna have one more session of traveling and we'll see where we get to, by the end of that. But for
That'd
now,
be a twist if that cleric is like, oh man, oh shit, is a vampire and just kill Soggy. And we're like, what? No, it's not why we called you.
that would
That'd be
be
a hell of a twist.
that would be kind of funny. I mean, I can't do that as a DM because that's just not who I am or how I run games like that. But just for the humor of it, that would be kind of, but
It's
no.
like, oh man, that guy. Anybody else see that vampire? He was like laying right there. Now, what seems to be the problem?
Right. So that vampire almost got you guys. Anyway, as Lorathier carves up the axe beak and gets enough meat for at least the next day when you guys stop and cook. Um, you guys look towards Soggy and see that the poor kobold is just shivering and shaking. He's not doing very well, and I stand by what I said. He's going to be, fine. But there's a difference between me as the DM assuring you that you did in fact reset the clock so you don't have to worry about imminent death versus you as characters knowing that this kobold has not eaten or drank anything in so long that like he should be dead. And the shaking and shivering cannot be good signs. The dry, cracked scales, certainly aren't good. The pale, dull violet color as opposed to the, royal purple that he normally is. He's so pale that you almost can't tell the difference between his white markings and the, purple scales underneath. And he's just not doing well. And so as characters, you look at him and what goes through your head as you look at your new companions, Lorathier.
I I've spent a long, long time wandering, not purposely wandering, not purposelessly wandering, but wandering nonetheless. And my new companions have inspired me with a sense of purpose that I haven't felt in a long time. And on top of that sense of purpose, or along with that sense of purpose, comes uh, fear for their well-being that is a little bit uncomfortable when I'm by myself and have only myself to worry about. I have nothing to lose. So while finding allies and finding purpose has given me that sense of direction, it also gives me the feeling of having something to lose that I'm not entirely in control over.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And Nova, you have known Soggy in two timelines now, and uh, you see what Visanthus, your arch nemesis, has done to him. What, if anything, is going through your head?
Have to meet Shavor to help him. I know and help everyone. At least help one.
Okay,
All I
so
can do is
oh, sorry, go ahead.
do everything I can, be there for him, hold his hand, give him water, even drink it, and pray for him.
Yeah,
Everything within my capability.
in fact, when he doesn't drink the water, you do your best to soothe his cracked scales with it anyway. Because he still refuses to drink even water, which is very odd for Soggy.
You were really lucky when died. Because Donovan would have had a much different.
Oh yeah.
The second, the second you would have tried to like bite anyone, that
Yeah, Donovan would have been like, well, that's a lost cause. Soggy, I will do you the favor of ending this curse for you.
and everyone would look at him like, dude, what is your problem? And who's your friend? Like, yes, and I expected him to say from.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you're Nova, so instead you do your best to soothe him and you say your prayers to Paylor. And Noman just kind of looks on with a sort of cold robotic detachment that is not unusual for a Warforged. Quallen, how do you feel about these new companions of yours? Hazard?
Yes.
How does Quallen feel about his new companions and the situation that he finds himself in with Soggy turning into a vampire?
Well, he sort of sees that's whole Soggy about the whole situation tied to Soggy and understands the feeling of a curse. And as for his allies, they're a mixed bag, but he certainly enjoys their company and sort of, and and his determination to head to the temple has increased, not only for his to cure his wasting disease, but also to help cure his curse of his friends.
Excellent. So, yeah, with all of these thoughts on your individual minds and your collective spirit, you know, waning between hope and despair, you guys continue pressing on, trying to, you know, meet Shavor and deal with this curse. And that is where we draw to a close for this session of Heroes Wanted. I want to thank you guys for playing. I want to thank anyone who's watching. And as always, everyone, good
Good
gaming.
gaming!